In the next 1 minute, I'll quickly show you how do you come up with the class structures for implementing the linked list all by yourself. So here, if you observe the screen, we have a couple of values which are connected to another in forward direction. We call it as a node. Ultimately, if you observe, it has two requirements. One is to store the value and somehow it has to go to the next value, right? That means it has to store the reference of the next value. So simply, if you want to define this structure in an isolated class, simply you will write a class called node. In that, define a variable called value, and the type of the value is completely up to you depending upon the data that you want to store. And to store the reference of the next value, we will simply create another variable of type node itself. Let's just call this as a next. That is a structure for node of a singly linked list. In the singly linked list, we have the first node which is called as head, and we have the last node which is called as tail. Now, if we want to represent this in a class-based structure, simply define a class called singly linked list and have a variable of type node called head, which is the reference of the first value. Define another variable to store the reference of the last node, which is nothing but the tail node. At the same time, another common functionality of a linked list is to know the size of the linked list. So to store the size of the single linked list, simply define a variable called length and you are good. So this structure is good enough for implementing all the features of a singly linked list efficiently.